Hello everyone, welcome to the topic F1. So the first race of the season, Bahrain Grand Prix 2024 was held yesterday, 2nd of March 2024 in Bahrain, and they did disappoint. I'm pretty sure a lot of people were disappointed because the teams they expected to put up a fight against the Red Bull guys didn't do anything or didn't do as expected. I mean, Ferrari, Mercedes, McLaren, they were nowhere to be found in terms of, competing or fighting or trying at least to make Max sweat a bit. Max didn't sweat. He started from the pole, led every lap, and got the fastest lap and put 22 seconds, ahead of his teammate and 25 seconds ahead of the Ferrari guy Carlos. So it was pretty an easy race for Max. And I mean, shout out to Max. If you have a fast car, why not drive? He drove very well to beat his teammate with 22 seconds as well. That's 22 seconds. That's a lot of margin. I think that's the biggest margin in Bahrain Grand Prix history. Correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, Max was unbeatable yesterday. Shout out to Max. Shout out to the Red Bull guys. Shout out to Nui. They designed an unbeatable car. I don't see anybody beating that car. Yeah, I don't think any team, Mercedes, Ferrari, Aston, McLaren, I don't think any one of them will beat Red Bull. The only way they will win any race this season if Red Bull have any kind of mechanical problem minus that. I don't really see that coming. Anyways, so Max started from the pole, led every lap, won the race comfortably. They hardly showed him yesterday on TV. And then Max, yeah, he drove from, I'm pretty sure he was just enjoying his time driving that car. He was unbeatable yesterday. So yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to the Red Bull guys. Perez. When you look at Perez, I don't know what will be going through his mind, seeing his teammate beating him by 22 seconds. I mean, he'll be thinking, what can I do to be able to beat this guy? If they are driving the same car, I'm pretty sure every time he goes to bed, he was like, what can I do? What can I do to beat this guy? But to Red Bull guys, I mean, as long as Perez finishes second behind his teammate Max, I don't think they will care. Just finish second. You have the fastest car. Just finish second behind your teammate and everything will be fine. So they will end up winning everything, right? Down to Ferrari guys, Carlos finished in third position, sorry. Carlos finished third, he overtook his teammate twice, Charles. Charles had all kind of issues against him yesterday. He was complaining of brake issue. I think that was the time he said on a team radio that whenever he brake, the car goes right. Yes. So that must be a serious problem because he was sliding, he was going off track. I remember that was a time Russell overtook him, and I'm like, wow, Mercedes is cooking. I'm pretty sure a lot of Mercedes F1 fans were like, wow, we are cooking. At least Russell is going to finish second or third, at least. But guess what? It didn't happen because Mercedes were having their own problem. But let's finish with the Ferrari guys at least. Yeah, Carlos said that he had the same problem, bro. But I don't think his problem was as severe as Charles' problem. Because they both Ferrari guys, they really struggled. They really struggled yesterday. When he compared to Perez, which is the second Red Bull team, because Perez in his last stop he took up a soft tire, and on the team radio, Ferrari guys were telling Carlos that he should be calm because the soft tire will start, kind of wearing down. And guess what? It never happened. They were doing the same speed, basically, literally, the same speed between Carlos and Perez. Carlos was on a hard tire, Perez was on a soft tire, and the deg on that Red Bull car is, I don't think anybody will beat it. There's no deg at all on that car. So that car is well-oiled car. Good tire management, good speed, reliable. So what else do you want from a car? Shout out again to Nui and everybody that helped to design that car. They Red Bull guys, they understand pretty well the grand effect car. So they are milking it. Is working for them. Shout out to them. Every other team need to, they need to wake up. They need to find out what they can do to be able to at least compete with these guys. But the way it's done with cost cap and everything, I don't see anybody beating them this season. Anyways, so Carlos finished third and Charles finished fourth. Yeah, Charles overtook Russell because Russell was having his own issue as well and sliding up and down. When he slid, Charles had to we passed him, and that was it. Yeah, I think Ferrari guys, I'm pretty sure they were disappointed with themselves as well, because they probably expected more from their car, but I guess that's all they could offer. Yeah, probably that was as a result of the problem they were having with the brakes and everything. But yeah, definitely third and fourth. Then I'll come down to Russell. Russell was having issue of his own Mercedes. They were undercooled, I guess. I mean, how can you be undercooled? The same thing happened to them, I think, last year in Hungary. In Hungary, right? They were undercooled as well. So they had to lift and coast and that kind of thing. And lifting and coasting, it takes away the speed, it takes away the tire pressure and all that kind of thing. So it was difficult for Mercedes guys. I mean, Toto said that that is not the true pace of their car yesterday because of the issue they were having. Yeah, they were undercooled. They were having heating problem. The battery was draining, so bad, because there was a time Hamilton was complaining that he didn't have any battery left. He was having only 1%. He was asking his team to tell him how to charge up his battery. That was terrible. So I mean, yeah, I agree with Toto. That is not their true pace. Even Hamilton was faster towards the end of the race because he was chasing Norris. And even they didn't have that problem, I think comfortably Mercedes guys would have been comfortably ahead of McLaren guy. Yes, so Mercedes, they underperformed. That's not their true pace, like they say, and I think I agree. But would their true pace be able to challenge the Red Bull guys? No, but at least they would have at least put up some fight against Ferrari guys. They would have beaten the Ferrari guys. Yeah, McLaren. I think McLaren. The only issue there, probably the pit stop for Piastri. That was a bit slow that made Hamilton to pass him on pit stop. But I think Hamilton would have still been able to pass him. He would have still been able to pass him because Mercedes was faster than. I mean, as of between Hamilton and Piastri, Hamilton was faster, so he would have still been able to pass him. But I think McLaren guys, they will be comfortable. They will be happy with the result yesterday because that's their true pace. I think so. I think that's their true pace. They will develop the car, of course, as the season goes on. So as Mercedes, remember, this is a new car. According to them, they are still getting to learn this car, and as time goes on, let's hope they will develop the car enough to be able to challenge, but to beat Red Bull. Okay, never say never, but I don't see that happening. I think after the race, during the interview, Russell said they were losing 4/10 because of that, heating and lift and coast and everything. That must be a pretty difficult one for them. And there was a time also I heard over the 10 radio, Hamilton saying that his seat broke. Could you imagine? Your seat broke. So that was another problem they had. Aston Martin, wow. Aston Martin, where did their speed go to? I've got no idea. Last season, during the Bahrain Grand Prix last season, they were second fastest car. But this season, yesterday, they were nowhere to be found. Alonso finished 9th. Stroll 10th. Stroll did a very good job. Why? Because he tangled with Hülkenberg, I think, at turn 1 when the race just started, and he had to he was relegated to the back, and from there he fought his way back to the point. So shout out to Stroll. He did a good job. Shout out to Stroll. Yeah, so you have Max winning, Perez, you have Sainz, Leclerc, you have Russell, you have Norris, you have Hamilton, Piastri, Alonso, and Stroll. These are the people that finish on point. And then Zhu, Max, Ricciardo, Tsunoda, Albon, Hülkenberg, Ocon, Gasly, Bottas, and Sargent. Alpine guys, I mean, I don't know what happened to that team. Yes, last season they were better than this season, right? And they didn't have any speed yesterday. To be beaten by two Haas teams, that tells you a lot already. Shout out to Haas. I mean, they have done a good job. I think if Hülkenberg didn't have that first lap incident, maybe they would have finished on point. But yeah, unfortunately, it happened, and he had to change his nose. And by the time he came out, the things were already ahead of them, and he ended up finishing in 16th position. Sargent had there was a time he had an issue. I thought he was retiring, and then whatever happened, he continued again. He brought out the yellow flag, and then he continued again. I ended up finishing last. He was lapped, I think, twice or something like that. From Zoo down to Sargent, they were lapped by Max. That tells you how fast that Red Bull car is, right? So yeah, that's the order, that's the result. I'm pretty sure a lot of fans were disappointed yesterday watching Red Bull just walked away from the rest of the team. Yeah, it's believable. It is what it is. They design an unbeatable car. Every other team need to catch up. Aston Martin, I don't know what happened to them. I'm sure they will be, scratching their head and asking themselves, what can we do to be able to claw back to where they were last season? Bottas had an issue when he went to change, I think his second pit stop. He had a problem with his left front tire that was having problem, but that was sorted, and that resulted in Kick Sauber finishing of Bottas finishing 19th. Could you imagine? Yeah, so there you have it. Bahrain 2024 Grand Prix, 57 laps after that. Charles finished fourth, Carlos third, Perez second, and Max first. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe.